In this game, I'm playing Annie, and he's playing Vayne. I play a very, very aggressive Annie, and in solo queue, when I play support Annie, if the ADC is terrible, I'll carry the lane myself. And you're not supposed to do that, but when the ADC is bad, you may as well just get kills. Because at that point it's just a dual AP comp. Currently in the LCS, most Annies just build pure support items, so they go sight stones and all that kind of stuff. Sight stone is fine, but after that, I'd say building health AP items is probably the best move for an AP bot support. I think you get a lot more out of like an Annie with Rylai's, who can slow in between stuns and basically create ridiculous chases, especially with Tibbers, because the Tibbers will apply the slow as well, I think. I'm pretty sure I've seen it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. But maybe I need to confirm that, because that's one of those things that could really change the course of a game. Here the Diana is just taking free hits. Don't know why. Diana suddenly became popular again because there was the Chinese New Year, the Lunar Festival, or something like that. And they released some new skins on the Asian servers, the Garena servers for that event, and one of them was the lunar skin for Diana was re-released. We have another Lee Sin here. Hopefully this one's better than the last one. I think he is. The other thing I see, the pro player Annies really hold on to that stun forever. It's not that hard to get Annie's stun back. So I have no problems just throwing a stun down whenever I see an opportunity to do so. And I'm already building it back up. I've got one stack. I'll have another stun ready by the time we need to fight, for sure. And for whatever reason, LCS players will just hold on to that stun for days. I guess the theory is that the threat of the stun is better than the actual stun itself, but if you can stun someone, stun them. Ouch. You can see instead of the Dorn's shield, I went for the Dorn's ring, because I wanted to do damage. And I'm taking shots at them because I'm deep in the support tree to get the 5% movement speed, which is why I'm much faster than the other characters. Except for Leona. I'd say that was a fair trade. That was a little bit strange. I'm not sure that was the smartest move. I think instead what he could have done is backed off. He could have backed off, and that would have put Varus in the position of having to farm at tower while the Vayne gained life from the Dorn's Blade, or coming in and basically risking death again. Both of them had their barriers down though, so I'm pretty sure the Vayne could have out-traded. I like to get that damage in early if I can. You can see I bought the ancient coin, however I bought it at the expense of wards. My choice was to get wards or to get the ancient coin, and I was not willing to sacrifice my income again. In the previous game I had felt kind of powerless on Leona, but then again I think that's just the champ itself. Because Leona, while she's basically a stun machine, she doesn't have any damage. And for a player like me who likes aggression, it's very annoying to play sometimes. Yeah, Leona did her W. I like to do the W after I hit my E, because if you do the W before you're going to go in, everyone knows you're going to try and go in. So it becomes a little too obvious that you're trying to make a play. Now, all the trinket wards are down, so there's no vision in here. Leona went for the Targon's Brace first. So that's interesting. But they did end up losing that fight, so maybe there's something to be said for that. No. Not good. Not good at all. So let's look at that fight again. I need to figure out just how badly I did. So, okay, they go aggressive on the Vayne. I should have shut this down right there. That should have been a stun on the Leona, and then I should have backed off. Instead, I tried to turn the aggression around. The problem was that I was waiting to get my W on both of the enemies, and as a result I took a bunch of extra damage that I didn't need to from both the Varus and the Leona, and they still were able to aggress back onto our ADC. I think, yeah, I should have just stunned early and backed off, because then Leona wouldn't have been able to been aggressive, and I could have backed off and figured out another way to come at them. The biggest problem in this matchup is simply that it's a Vayne versus a Varus, which is not ideal. Vayne's gonna lose early. Ow. Ooh. I've thrown down my Ignite on him. I don't know why I came into this bush. And he gets the kill on me. That's really frustrating. So, in this case, let's look at that again. I should not have come into this bush. We had a ward there. There was no reason for me to be in the bush. I think I was trying to escape minion damage. Let me check again. Yeah, the minions are shooting me. So I think I was trying to get away from the minion damage, but there was... They still had vision of me. Why did they still have vision of me? They had vision of me when I went into the bush. They kept shooting. Maybe minions get vision of you if you're attacking an enemy champion. That would make sense. I'm guessing that's what happened. So I need to be aware of that in the future, is that if I aggress on someone near a tower and there's a bunch of enemy minions there, they're not going to stop attacking me when I go into the bush. I took a bunch of extra damage just from minions that I probably didn't need to. And I could have waited to aggress on him. If I just delayed a little bit, I think I would have gotten him without dying. Did I die with my flash up too? Oof. That's just my bad. Oh no. Oh wait, that's me. Alright, I've warded up our top lane to prevent the enemy Kazakhs from coming in. I have no conception of what's going on with the rest of this game. I assume it's going okay because there's 7 kills on our side, and I know that I'm the one who's feeding on the team. Yeah. So bot lane's not doing great, but neither are we losing. Yeah. The Vayne has more CS and only one less kill, so it's probably about even. Though he does have a BF sword. He's probably going for a Legolas build, which is the... wow, he misses his ult, she misses her E. That's purely my speed giving me the ability to basically dodge those things. He predicted that I would go straight towards the bush, and I just went down a little bit. Unfortunately, I get caught out here again. I was kind of hoping to wait for Tibbers. I catch them both in a stun. At this point, I'm just trying to punish them for being jerks. Unfortunately, Leona now has her ult, and I don't have mine. My stun's available now. So you can see how quickly I went from stun being down to having my stun back up again. That Leona could have taken that out if she knew how to use her Q properly, but she didn't. Leona and Jace are the two champs who can solo take out a ward. Oops. Wow. Let's look at how bad that was again. So it looks like I cast Q on a minion. What was that? That's weird. What just happened? I can't tell what happened there. It looked like I cast Q on one of our own minions, but that's absolutely impossible. No, I hit him. He's stunned. He was stunned, but he was too far back to do anything about it. And Leona was able to ult me, and that was basically it. I didn't get to do anything after that. Oh. Yeah, we've basically lost this lane, and primarily it's the matchup. It's not... I could have played better, for sure, but let me see here. What could I have done? As far as build goes... Oh my... Oh, my kingdom for a stun. Yeah, unfortunately I'm not going to get it. So yeah, there's nothing I can do against this enemy Leona. If I hadn't... Wow, I'm so weak. If I hadn't died earlier, I might have Tibbers by now. I might have been able to get a stun on him, on both of them. I lost my flash earlier, so that was bad. Generally a lot of bad moves on my part. The Lee Sin went for a kill, didn't get anything though. Now this is my ward. I'm kind of hoping that they'll go in, that will do dragon, do something. So right there I missed my W. I misjudged the range. And now I'm like, okay, let's do the dragon. Again I missed my W. Wow, this is a really sad game for me. However, really that was more about sending a message. Don't come near this. This is ours. Yeah, easy dragon take. So really what it... I mean... While we've lost our lane, in essence we've lost our lane. Not horribly, but we aren't winning, that's for sure. Because of objectives and because the other lanes are doing okay, we're able to come back. Here I'm just building up stun stacks. It's best to use the E for that because it's the least costly of your spells. And I go heavy cooldown reduction. How he missed that is beyond me. But I saw him come. I saw the Kazakhs coming, so I was able to warn the ADC. Unfortunately, his E caused me to miss my stun, and this is a communication error on our end. Is just I should have said I'm stunning, and then he wouldn't have E'd. Then the guy would have been stunned, and then if he was still a problem, we could have E'd him to get him away. Instead, my stun gets wasted, and he pushes him away for no reason. So yeah, it's a little different now that I have the Tibbers. However, they've targeted our lane as the one to destroy. They're focusing on us because they think we're easy kills, and maybe we are. We're definitely weaker than the rest of our team, I'd say. Okay, this was another miscommunication. I took that to mean that he was going in, and it turned out that he was just basically showing the Kazakhs that we knew he was there to try and get him to go away. I don't think that's a good idea. If you've got the enemy jungler sitting in your lane and you know where he is, then you can stay just far enough away for him to not be a problem. By telling him you know he's there, then he knows to leave. And I would much rather the enemy jungler be wasting time in a lane, pulling experience away from the enemy bot lane, than in the jungle and potentially ganking someone who doesn't know he's there. You know what I mean? So that's just my personal preference, is that if you know the enemy jungler is near your lane and you know where he is, don't clue them in. Don't let them know that you know. Yeah, I saw the Diana was aggressing on someone, so I came down and we were able to get a stun on them. I don't want any kills at this stage, mainly because I don't want to be worth any more gold than I have to be. I know I'm an easy kill, so I don't want to give any gold to anyone. This is their lack of... Whoa. That's botched. Lots of botched stuff going on. That worked. I don't think we expected him to stay there. This gets ugly, I think. Yeah, I forget that I don't have any damage. That's basically what that was. However, we still get a kill out of it. And again, I'm not worth much. I don't know when I got that kill, though. It's the first time I've seen Lee Sin do anything. Looks like he's getting a mid-tower. The Varus, however, is a monster. and potentially could kill anyone at this point. He did not, however, get the last whisper, which is good for us. Mistake for him. Oh, I did not juke correctly. I think I was focused on warding something. Well, that was someone else warding. So unlike the Leona where you want to play ahead of the ADC, wow. Let's look at that again. So two things happened here. I hit the Shurelya's, and it didn't hit my ADC, so I was mispositioned. Had I been positioned more between the two, I think it would have hit both. As a result, the ADC lagged behind and wasn't able to get into the fight. And so even though I locked down the Varus, only the Diana was able to get near, and then the Ziggs was able to push us away. And I died instantly again, but it doesn't matter if I die at this stage. I'm not really earning much in the way of gold, so what's a few more deaths? Now our tower literally has 20 hit points on it, so I'm not sure what... They could walk up to it and smash it with anything. Mosquito. Oh, their Kha'Zix was down, that's why. We've got some split focus here. Oh. Not able to fight. Oh! Diana goes in. That ends up working out. And the Kha'Zix disconnects again. So, this game might have been different if the Kha'Zix were there the whole time. Miscommunication, double wards, though one of them was not mine. Not sure. I mean, not only two people are in a Skype call together. That's me and the ADC, so the rest of these people we don't know what they're doing. And what the hell? And this is entirely because the jungler never shows up for objectives in Thailand. Never. I think half the reason I got to Platinum so quickly as a jungler is because of my objective awareness and my ability to get other Thai players to focus on objectives when I'm playing with them. Even in ranked, I've seen terrible, terrible junglers who just ignore all the important objectives in the game. Ew. Damn these mosquitoes. But not when I'm around, if I can help it. Diana's diving a little too deep, all by herself. Yeah, there's no reason for... If your team's not with you, don't go past this river. This river is a no man's land that only a select few can properly deal with. For example, Lee Sin is someone who can go past the river without it being a big deal, since he has so many escapes. Just absorbing the +5 golds. That's my ward there, again in my favorite location. Another thing that Thai players do is they don't walk into these bushes. when they're walking to a lane or whatever, they will purposely avoid going into the bush, as though not seeing what's in the bush will prevent them from being ganked by whatever's in it. It's really bizarre. It's really bizarre to see, and I see it in almost every game I play. So my purple wards often survive the entirety of the game, so I usually get them down early. I'm just looking for a good spot to flash Tibbers or to... why is he throwing his Q at me? I don't think he knows how to play Lee Sin. I think that might be the problem. They saw ward go down and have backed off. Half the enemy team is backing. So at this point I'm trying to stay with the damage dealers. Because I myself don't have any damage really. I have Magic Pen and the Doran's Ring. In retrospect, I think the Doran's Ring is maybe a mistake. I think I could have... actually, on second thought, no, the Doran's Ring is fine. Though maybe a Doran's Shield would have actually been better in this case. Mainly because... oh, wow. Wow, that was bad. That's a missed flash Tibbers. Didn't hit anyone. That's just awful. I think I was overly eager to have that fight, especially given that Lee Sin is top, solo pushing. I don't even know why he's there. Shyvana was towards bot. I missed my W, which had my stun on it. Yeah, we're all dead. Diana's trying to force an engage a little too hard. Did not land her Q and decided to go in anyways. Not good. And then the Vayne died down here. Simply being chased to death by a Vlad. Why is he so fast? Maybe he had the Shurelya's from... Nope, there's no Shurelya's. Maybe he is just faster than Vayne. That's possible. Lee Sin still solo pushing bot. Whenever I play normals I get frustrated because you always have these lane heroes who think, oh, if I win this lane and I just keep pushing this lane by myself, then I win the game. And that's really not how this game works. I get my stun off on her. The game works by working with your team to get objectives. That's the game. If you think pushing a lane solo all by yourself is going to win you the game every time, you're wrong. That's not how the game works. And you'd be surprised how many people only know how to do that. They just push their lane and they're like, well, I won my lane, therefore I won the game. No, you didn't. You lost the game. And you lost the game because you just pushed your lane. You didn't switch lanes, you didn't go help your team, you didn't get objectives, you didn't get Dragon, you didn't protect Baron, you didn't... etc. You get the idea. And it's... when I call someone a noob, that's typically the behavior I'm talking about. Is someone who still thinks that you can tell someone's a noob when they think that their KDA is the most important stat in the game, and that's the indicator of skill. Your KDA is not an indicator of your skill. Your KDA is an indicator of how many kills you were able to pick up versus how many deaths and how many assists. Yes, generally dying less and killing more is important, but a person who Like a support who sacrifices themselves repeatedly to secure kills for an ADC is probably a better player than someone who solo pushes a lane and happens to get a weak opponent and have bad teammates. I missed my Timber stun again. Maybe I was having an off day. I think we were playing pretty late. Maybe I was tired. But there's really no excuse for that. Well, I mean, in this case, I missed my stun simply because he was dead, but I just shouldn't have used it. There was no reason to use my ult in that situation because we had secured the kill. We probably could have killed that Ziggs, to be honest. Here's our jungler backing again when we could be getting objectives. I don't know. Yeah. This, for example. Oh, they didn't know the dragon was already down. That's pretty funny. This, for example, needs to be carefully watched, and right now we only have my one ward that's been there all game. They are all coming to try and kill us. I think we recognize this. Yeah, we've got wards everywhere. We saw them coming, and we're just like, goodbye. And rightfully so. And then the rest of our team just decides to push on their own. I don't know. Well, actually, she's being pretty smart about it. She's just farming there. Someone could have pushed top during that time, though. So we've got an inhib down. I just need to land my stun. I finally got the Haunting Guys. I always build Leandru's Torment on Annie because the Leandry's procs off of Tibbers' AoE, and so it ends up doing lots and lots of damage because by late game the cooldown on Tibbers is like it's 70 seconds, and it can be even lower if you get cooldown items, and basically he's always up unless they focus and kill him, which is actually rare. This is a really good engage. I want to see if I landed that stun properly this time. So the Lee Sin goes in, at the same time we come across the whole enemy team from 3 different directions, so there's nowhere safe. They just got pinched. It looks like I did land it on Ziggs, and ended up getting a kill out of that, which is bad. I didn't actually want a kill, but fine. It's fine at this stage, because the game's pretty much over. Nope, and they surrendered. So there you go. I need to work on landing my stuns. Tibbers, I missed 2, I want to say. I missed 2 big ones. And I have a tendency to be overly aggressive on Annie. However, normally it works out for me. In this case, because I got because of the early game, our Vayne versus Varus is not a good matchup. I should have played more passively and saved my aggression for after I got Tibbers. I think that would have been the really smart move, as the Tibbers would have been able to, well, he would have mowed them down. At the very least, the Varus, and then landing the AoE stun as well. Most of the time, the Leona was ahead of the Varus, and so to get to the Varus, I would have to go through the Leona, and that typically meant getting locked down. So early on, without the AoE and the range from the Tibbers to get that stun on both of them, it was just foolish to try and do anything, and as a result, I ended up feeding early on. And that put me behind the rest of the game. However, I was still able to be useful. We still got objectives. I was able to use the Tibbers to tank the dragon and other things like that. So it's not like I was completely out of the game. But definitely, I need to watch my early aggression when the lane matchup is bad. Not that I think we'd ever end up in a Vayne versus Varus situation. Hopefully, we pick smarter than that. Remember, this is normals, so it's random. We don't know what we're facing until we face it. Ew. And yeah, not too bad. Commentary for the ADC, I don't know, the build's pretty good. However, on a Vayne, and most people favor going for the Blade of the Lich King. What is it? Blade of the Lich King? What's it called? The life-stealing blade that has a slow on it, because Vayne is mostly a duelist, and in this case I think it would have served better than the Bloodthirster, mainly because getting the slow on the Varus so he couldn't get away, because he has no escapes other than his flash. Getting the slow on the Varus would have, and the lifesteal on him would definitely have made for better fights for the Vayne. Otherwise everything was fine, I think. Other than the communication issues, but that's both of our issue. We both need to communicate better. I'm going in, or I'm just pushing him away, and in that case, that particular event where the Vayne pushed the Kazakhs away was probably a mistake, because you want to waste the enemy jungler's time for as long as possible, and if he thinks he can get a kill, let him keep thinking he can get a kill while you play very safely. And other lanes get to do whatever they want, because you have your jungler going out and doing stuff while their jungler is just sitting in a bush wasting everyone's time. I think that's it for my support games. Hopefully we all learned something. I certainly did. My early aggression on Annie is not so great. Hi! Is not so great for the particular matchup. I need to be more aware of the positives and negatives of the matchups in deciding how aggressive I should be. And I think that the next time I play Annie, or whatever support I pick, I'll be more aware of that situation. Alright, I'm going to take a break, deal with my kid,